Hello, everybody, and welcome to another chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. I just dealing with something very quickly here. One of my drivers just gave me a tinkle on the old phone about a job that they were doing, and I have to deal with that. But that's it. I am with you now. I hope everyone is doing okay, and I see we've got a nice number in the chat already. Let's have a look who's around, shall we? Oh, make sure you have one of these, a nice drink as well. It's Sunday night, and I've got to work tomorrow, so let's do it. But let's see who's about. Oh, that's cold. I like that. Lorraine McQueenie, hello to you. Lorraine, can you send me another email, please? I want to put something to you, if that's okay. Yeah, I can't do what I wanted to with that one, so that's all right. Paul Hoskin, hi. Mad Spaniel, Anna Perkins, Cosmic Water. Bear with me, folks. I'm just going to go and shut that door just a second. I can feel a draft coming in. I don't like it. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm in my garage, and the back door, which I used to get in and out of the place, is absolutely buggered. So we're having a new one fitted soon. I'm just waiting for it to turn up. But for now, I have to kind of jimmery poker it and everything else. Not great. Let's see who else we've got. Let's go to the top. Lady Fisher 2, hello to you. Good to see you. Keith James, Anna Perkins, Jerry, thank you for your email earlier. That's nice of you to get in touch. John Covelord Kent, hello to you. Somebody's pathetic. You saw some of it. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I've got a good idea, but we'll have to see. Oh, yes, I'm with you now. Chrissy Williams, yes, I'm with you. I've got another piece of news about that. But I'm going to keep that to myself. If anybody wants to know, I'll let you know. It's quite humorous. Andy, don't know. Yes. Can I have a show of hands in the chat who turned up at 9 o'clock this morning? I want to know, because I made a bit of a mistake. It's only when Julie Baldwin messaged me this morning I realised the error of my ways. Hi, Mum. Good to see you in the chat. John Lane, do you think Putin would press the big red shiny button? I don't know. I seriously don't know. I think if the Ukrainians start invading Russian territory quite severely, there might be a possibility of it. I really don't know, but surely he must know the consequences if he does. Surely he must know. Hello, Silvertop. Alan Edge, good to see you. Lorna McKenzie. Scooby-Doos. I love that screen name. Thank you very much. Who else have we got? Tony, good to see you. I was a sea cadet, so I understand the 24-hour clock, unlike an air cadet. I'll take that one on the chin. Sexy Bugger, £2 super chat. Thank you very much for your support. Good to see you. I take it you've revised your screen name, have you? Well, I'll refrain just in case. Mm-hmm. Oh, dear. It's good to see you, Lorraine, in the chat again. You're certainly a person that's been missing for a while. If he does and it spills over onto NATO soil, then there'll be a new commodity in Russian glassware. Absolutely. If he does anything like that, he's going to get absolutely obliterated. Well, in fact, we all will. It doesn't even bear thinking about. Your dad would love it being a copper, Jodie Pitts says. What's that? I must have missed the thing. Joey E, hello to you. I just got Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes on DVD. Love it. Great to watch. That's Mad Span. I love Tom and Jerry. Absolutely brilliant. I could sit with my kids for hours. Did you see the video I put on earlier about Dreamland. We went down there today. There was just me, Dawn, and Jack, and that was pretty cool. There was a few of the rides that were shut, like the Big Wheel and a few other things. But all in all, it was a really good day, really nice day, and we had some fun. A nice big bag of chips at the end of it. Good family stuff. A Ford Anglia Panda car, Andy. Oh, right, I'm with you, Jody. Yes, I'm with you. Another car I saw today, which was a really old one, was a Ford Cortina. I've not seen one of them for a long time. Ooh, missed that. Lorraine McQueenie, thank you very much for the $20 super chat. Shannon Lee and I love Andy the Gabby Cabby. Thank you very much to both of you. Thank you for the support. That's wonderful. Who else we got here? Jason Drury, £1.79 super chat. Thank you very much. Another day I felt I needed to stick up for you. Thank you so much, Jason. Yeah, there is an awful lot of shit going on at YouTube at the moment, revolving me. I'm getting emails by the bucket load daily from all you wonderful supporters pointing out that people are saying and doing stuff. You saw the Ian Lee video I did yesterday, and as far as I'm concerned, he said something which was misconstrued. I had a right of reply, which I took. End of story. As far as I'm concerned, that's done. That's the end of it. But I do very much appreciate everybody that's been, backing me up, fighting my corner. Really, really wonderful. Red Scouts, evening to you. Good to see you. Now, one of our long-term supporters. Appreciate you. And obviously, we've had a couple of emails back and forward. That's wonderful. There's one thing that, how can I put this? That comes up every now and again. People always have questions. Tony, I have. Don't you worry. People always have questions that they want to ask me, and one of the things that often happens is they never pick the right time and the place. Now, I'm an open book, really. If you want to know something, ask me. And what I'm thinking of doing is putting like a pinned thread on the channel in the community area, and basically say, "Ask me anything," and I'll look at that once a week, and list the questions and whatever, and then anyone wants to know anything, I can answer. No problem. We can do that once or twice a week. I haven't got a problem with that at all. Golden Labrador Sky, another supporter. I got your email earlier. Thank you very much. As I said, I couldn't find what you were letting me know about. So if you've got any kind of text evidence or anything like that, send it to me again so I can see, because I'm very curious. Kim Alliston in the chat. Hello to you. Good to see you. And I hope you're all right. Do a Q&A video. Yes, I think I will, Jason. I mean, one thing I used to do a little while ago, some of my early subscribers will know this, is a Ask Me Anything live. I don't think I quite want to go down that route again, but I'll probably go down some kind of route, where people want to ask me stuff. I'm quite happy to sit there and answer everything. Golden Labrador Sky, thank you very much. I'll look out for that when we're off here. That's absolutely fine. Sexy bugger, yeah, you can look at it like that. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. CES 78. Wholesale prices went mad. 228 watching and only 59 likes. Wow. Come on, guys. Let's get that. Julie Baldwin's beat me to it there. So let's have a few thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button. That'll be cool. That just helps the YouTube algorithm. Alan Edge says, Andy, my 24-hour clock says 1664. Well, mine says cider o'clock. Strongbow. Cheers, everyone. As you notice, there's no subject of any kind tonight. It's just generally a little touch base with you lot in a general chit chat. Michael Castrian, how about an Ask Me Anything live within reason? Yes, it has to be within reason, I suppose. I mean, yeah, I could reintroduce that. I mean, what I'm looking at the moment, we were doing Frog on the Tube. Good to see you. What we were doing before, we were doing a live every single day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, I think that was probably too much, if I'm honest with you, because you run out of things to talk about and things become a bit stale. So I thought, if we could do 2 or 3 lives a week and then one for the members as well, who, pay a little bit towards Andy the Gabby Cabby as financial support, which I appreciate. And we've had another couple of members come in over the last couple of days, and welcome to you too as well. It's great, all the support, really. Listen, if you haven't done so already, as I said, please make sure you hit that like button, because that gets the algorithm pumping and talking and everything else, and that's great. Anna Perkins, I did a video about Jason Becker, my hero guitarist, who appeared here a few times. And he got up to 20,000. Yes. I wonder what happened to him, Jason Becker, Christine, because he did turn up, didn't he? He did turn up and join in the chat a few times, and then suddenly disappeared. So I do wonder what happened to him. I hope he's all right, because he wasn't in the best of health, was he? If anybody knows that. Speaking of health, there's one of our subscribers, Suzanne Baxter, who's suffering a bit health-wise this evening. I know she was going to try and get on here, and I just want to reach out and say on behalf of everybody, Suzanne, I hope you're feeling okay, and rest up. And that's the most important thing, try and stay healthy. Daphne Lynch, little kitty, I'm sorry, I have 3 and it's the youngest to sleep on me. Oh yeah, you've got, you said you had the cat asleep on your lap, didn't you? Yeah, we used to have a cat called Bisto years ago, and she was good at that. She curled up on your lap, or the other thing she liked doing was falling asleep on a shelf on the radiator and falling off. That happened quite a few times. Where are we? Christine's just asked my question about Mr. Becker. I think he was ill recently of a chest infection, so has been resting for the last few months. And in his case, it's a matter of life and death. So I hope he gets well again. Yes, we'll have a load of good wishes sent out to him. Definitely, absolutely. And it's horrible where people get ill and everything. It's not fair. Not fair. Let's see what other new comments we've got. Andy, as you're a professional driver, what cars are most reliable? As I am after another car, I was told always look what taxis drive. What kind of job do you do, John? And what would you need it for? Just pootering around town or distance or anything? I mean, I when I first was a taxi driver, I used to ride French cars a lot, Renaults, Peugeots, that kind of thing. And I was forever getting problems with the damn things. So I thought, maybe German, try a German car, because I was told they were quite hard wearing. And I ended up buying myself a Mercedes E-Class, which I used as my taxi. And I've changed it because I got the Tornado, which I have today. And obviously it's a Ford. I think they called them Dagenham dustbins at some point, didn't they? But I've still got the Mercedes, and it's still going. They're quite good, solid cars. I think anything like that, Japanese, anything like that, they just go and go and go and go. Yeah, Scooby-Doo's, Audi A4, Passat, most things. Japanese. Yeah, Volkswagen is another one. I mean, my father did a bit of voluntary driving for the NHS a few years back, and he had a Volkswagen when he was doing that, and it was really pretty damn reliable. And there's a few of them on the taxi circuits too. They got big boots if you get an estate. So I hope that helps. My uncle always drove a Citroen. Yeah, Nickby, I had a Picasso as one of my early taxis many years ago. Lorraine McQueenie, my dad had a Volkswagen. He loved it. There you go. Paul Hoskin, inflation 10%, food prices 30%. It's getting nuts, isn't it? Like I said the other day, I want to try and pivot a little bit towards a cost of living kind of subject with this channel, because things are getting a bit choice, aren't they? They're getting a bit interesting. And I want to try and help people if I can. I mean, there's something going on in the background at the moment. Hi, Rafi, good to see you. There's something going on in the background at the moment where somebody I know is experiencing a little bit of hassle to do with a previous financial commitment they fell behind on, and I'm helping him out, trying to get that sorted out. And it's something that I could bring to your attention if it could help anybody else out, because it's quite relevant, where we need to, keep our money, as much as we can. Billy Jackson, Dagenham dust carts were Ford Corsairs. I never heard the name Dagenham Dustbin until my late friend Kevin told me about it. I think his words to the effect, and excuse my language here, I fucking hate Fords, he said. I said, why is that? He said he got it off his father. His father always hated Fords, and he used to call them Dagenham Dustbins. And that's where the name came from. And I never knew it until then. Lewis Snowling, is it Snowling or Snowling? I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, so apologies if I got it wrong. Would you ever consider a phone-in? No. I'm not an experienced interviewer, phone type thing. I'm not a broadcaster of that kind of ilk. One thing I am looking at, I use StreamYard to run these live streams. And one of the things I'm looking at is perhaps getting people in from time to time on a camera. So, if you have a story to tell, or if there's a particular subject that we need to cover and you live in the area where, that's going on, we can pull you in and, you can tell us a story. It can be an interview or anything of that nature. That's what I'm looking at. I mean, we obviously have this big problem with the channel migration issue in Dover, where you've got the, illegal migrants, for want of a better word, coming over in those rubber dinghy craft. And I've got somebody that lives down there, and they've agreed to come on the chat at some point within the next week to tell us what's going on. So that'll be something a little bit different there. But, I'm looking at expanding what we do. JG, hey, heard Ian Lee say about you today, Andy. JG, is that in his video that he did in his volume 1 and 2 about you know who? If it is, I've seen it as well, unless he said something else which I'm unaware of. But as far as I'm concerned, he made a video. He mentioned me, got it wrong. I had a right of reply. I gave my reply. As far as I'm concerned, end of story. If he wants to go and talk about me after this point, then that's down to him. I appreciate the advertising, no matter how it comes, but I have no intention of communicating or having anything to do with him ever again. Simple. But I do thank everybody that comes in and actually backs my corner and lets me know what's going on out there. But I've been letting it get under my skin lately, and I've got to stop. So I've decided I'm just going to not look at anything. I make a note of when people tell me that stuff's there, and I appreciate it. But beyond that, let them get on with it. JG, yes, it is the same video. I know exactly what you're referring to. I'd already seen it and acted on it, as I just said. But again, I thank you and anybody else that tips me off to things in the public domain. I'll tell you what, ice cold Strongbow that's been in the fridge all day. Beautiful. Hello, Bridget. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Dagenham Dustbin was a Mark IV Zephyr, Richard Collins says. Richard, all right. Was there different names for different Fords then? I mean, it's obviously Dagenham because that's where the damn factory was. So was there a different nickname for each one? Because you said dust cart and dustbin, so there must have been others. Little Kitty, you know what they say, Andy. Any attention is advertisement, whether good or bad. Let this freak talk about you. Folks will look at your videos, see you're genuine, and subscribe. Yeah, I mean, I got there was a couple of people on online which actually came to my aid and said, "What are you saying? Andy's fine," and I appreciated that very much. You know, people can see what I am. Charles A. Diver, hi Andy, new on here. From Glasgow, welcome to the channel and welcome to the chat, Charles. Good to see you, and hope you stick around. What's this? Jerry, is Baxter still in hospital? She sent me a couple of messages, one of which was talking about the medication. I think she's dosed up on morphine a bit. So, you know, she is, I think she's there or trying to be. Daphne Lynch, I drive a Ford Focus. My wife's actual car is a Ford Focus, but the clutch went and possibly the gearbox, which we've got to deal with. It's been sitting on the drive for ages. And because of that, I've just given her the Mercedes and she's driving around in that, but it's a bit blooming juicy on the old fuel. So we've got to try and get the clutch and everything sorted and get her a little car back. That'll be good. What else we got? Oh, I hit the wrong one there. Red Scouts, Fords are in Howard near Liverpool Airport. Yeah, when I mentioned Dagenham, this was a conversation my friend had with his old man long time ago. Ain't most MPs minted? They probably well are, yes. I believe in Zod. Laugh out loud. Christine is. Red Scout, sorry, you're right. There's a lot of talk about Fords tonight. Who else we got here? I'm just going back in the chat. Let's see who we've got. Water traps, Andy. Yeah, they can be. I know what an old Ford Galaxy, which we used to have, had sprung a leak and we couldn't find it for ages, but tracked it down in the end. Andy, so pleased you're going to ignore the unhelpful videos. So pleased you went out to Margate for a fun family day. Good medication. Yeah, it was brilliant. Loved it. And you know, there's going to be a community of people that are going to not be happy with anything you do, say, or put online. And I've been watching them too much. They all need to fuck off, basically. If they want to talk about me, you know, talk about me. That's fine. But I'm here to do my thing, and that's what I will do. I've said everything I want to say, and you know we've got more important things to worry about, as a lot of you have quite happily pointed out to me. You know, Gary Reynolds, my uncle, is in the house. Hello, good to see you. Anna Perkins, I'm not interested. I know what you're saying. In fact, let's put this up so everyone else can see it. They're all at it. They're all playing a stupid game. And this cabbie ain't biting anymore. I've dealt my cards. I've put my story on the table. And if you want to make me out to be something I'm not, you better damn well have the proof to back it up. That's all I can say. Apart from that, I have a channel to run, a cab to drive, a family to look after. and all you fine people to put content in front of, which I hope will help. And that's it. That's me in a nutshell. Quite an interesting fact. Tony, I bought newsreader Nicholas Owen's car a few years ago. What did he drive then? Or rather, what did you buy off of him? Andy on tour, Broken Dreams. Why are you banished to the garage? Very simple, Andy. I should be in the taxi. I started off in the garage a year ago, then ended up in the taxi. And then where we've had this heat and everything over, well, the course of this year, it's been too damn hot to sit in the cab. And a lot of my recordings and everything, video-wise, I do on my mobile phone. And I was doing this one day, talking as you do, and the damn phone overheated and switched off. I think I was actually doing a live. And I thought, Jesus, what am I going to do? I need to come in the garage. And I've been here ever since. But I've been messing around with green screens and all that sort of thing to see if I can make this look a bit better behind me. But it's work in progress. I could even put the backdrop of a taxi behind me. It's quite clever stuff. I mean, if you look at my Facebook, you will see that I've put myself on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, just messing around. But I look like I've just been falsely transplanted onto that. It don't look great. Alan Edge, do you think Liz Truss will have a photo shoot with Zelensky? I'm surprised she hasn't done already, to be honest. I think that whole thing's going to carry on from one prime minister to another. Let's have a look what else we got. Yeah, this is the daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby, folks. It's literally just a chinwag this evening, as you probably noticed. It's good to see everybody. Got a nice number of people in again, which is great. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. We've got just over 300 watching this evening, which is wonderful. Getting some good numbers. And that's great. And out of that 300, if the majority of you hit the like button, the algorithm will like me a little bit more. So I do appreciate that. Amazing how MSN are showing protests in Russia, but none of the protests around the world. So, yeah, I mean, you know, up in Leicester, what's going on up there? We've seen very little of that on the MSN. Very, very selective. Very selective. And, you know, you have to go looking or rely on people like me to bring that sort of thing to you. That's what it's all about. Andy, what are your thoughts on these auditors that go around winding the police up? I don't get them, Tony. I really don't get them. You know, an auditor to me is someone that goes into an organisation, be it the police or anything else like that, to ensure they're doing their job properly. And, you know, they should be authorised in everything else. But if an auditor comes up to a police officer and starts telling them they're not doing their job properly and stuffs a camera in their face and starts saying, I'm going to go there, you know, what do they want? What are they expecting? It's not for show. You know, it's verging on breaking the law. I think a bunch of them come down to my local Nick once, Margate Police Station, and really, really wound up an officer that was out there trying to tell them to go. And it ended up a sergeant coming out and they tied him up in knots as well. And I really don't understand what they're trying to achieve. I really don't. And some of the conduct of them is crazy. I mean, Red Scouse just sums it up very nicely. Bellends with cameras winding people up. That's pretty much how I feel. I mean, if they went about it properly, then fair enough. Thank you, Matt Wooten. Appreciate that comment. Uh, yeah, Red Scouts, you'll hit the like button where you see something you like. You know, you try that same stunt every week. Theo Bovril, you must be rich if you've got a Sainsbury's carrier bag hanging up behind you. Yeah, I'm hiding the Marks and Spencer's one inside it so that you don't get anywhere. uh, where are we? Anna Perkins, how wonderful for you. Love to have gone that. Yeah, 32 billion quid to them, where we've got problems ourselves over here. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the police should just ignore them. I agree, Red Scouts. I mean, years ago, uh, you've got a law, breach of the peace or occasioning behaviour which could cause a breach of the peace. And my old man uh, used to say years ago that if they went into an area and there was a group of kids or a group of adults hanging around who they thought could potentially cause problems, they'd tell them to move. And if they didn't, they'd remind them that their behaviour is occasioning a breach of the peace. And if they didn't move, it'd be nicked. And inevitably, that'd get them shifted. And nowadays, you've got dispersion orders and all sorts of things. So it's either ignore them or if they push their luck, throw them in a bloody jail cell for a little while. As I said, I just don't understand them. I really don't. You know, if there is an auditor who wants to put me in my place and tell me what they're actually about, please come over and let me know, and I'll stand corrected gladly. Dorkarama, haven't been to a dentist in 20 years. Yeah, they're a pain now, aren't they? If you get in one and you attend regularly, great. But if you don't, it'd be trouble to get in there. My dentist before COVID, we used to go every 6 months, and if you needed something doing, generally you could get back in a couple of days, but it's weeks now. I mean, I've got a gnasher back there somewhere that's giving me a bit of grief. I know I'm going to have something done, but got an appointment to get it done, and then it takes a while. Humour Beef, hello to you. Good to see you. Little Kitty, exactly. The money seems to be flowing in the usual places and not where it should be. Yeah, another one, Peter Aaron. Don't know what these auditors are or what they're all about. Tiny Whitworth, 3.2 billion, all to be laundered. You know, the crazy thing is, you know, these governments and everything are doing what they're doing, and we can see it, can't we? We can see what's going on now. Julie Hunt, Andy, how long have you been a cab driver for, or cabby driver? Well, I'm a private hire taxi driver. Not the old hackney traditional kind where you can go taxi. I got my first taxi badge in 2011, so about 11 years, isn't it, nearly? I worked on the towns for half of that, picking up drunks and taking Doris and Flo to the supermarkets. And the other half of that, I've been doing airport transfer work and have my own business doing that. And I've had a day off today. I've had a couple of blokes out there doing the jobs, and I've got a good team under me. So there you go. 11 years. Sorry, we should not be revealing how and to what amount we've been assisting a nation at conflict. Until that conflict is over, why do you think Putin is directly threatening the UK? It's a proxy war, isn't it? The Ukrainians are having a go at them with our weapons. There's no two ways about it. And I can't say I blame the guy. Jack looked like Flash Gordon in his rocket ship today. Sexy bugger. Yeah, he did a bit, didn't he? Let's see if I can find that video. Yeah. Just before I do, give me a one in the chat. Has anyone ever been to Dreamland in Margate? Obviously where I live. Just find this video. There we go.
Bargain Hunters. Such a reductive title. This isn't...
One. Yep, have. Alan Edge is obsessed with 1664. 1, nope. Vim Paraffin, what was the question? Have you ever been to Dreamland in Margate? Isn't Dreamland in Margate the road to London? Yeah, especially if it's Del Boy and Rodney. Chris Brown, Dreamland's dead. Compared with the 80s, it's not what it was. But you know, it's nice for a day out, and Jack certainly had fun. But I'll show you what we did today. Somebody mentioned Jack and the rocket ship. Just a few snaps. Where are we? There we go. This is what I did today. Them rocket ship things, Jack absolutely loved them. You can control them yourself with a little stick thing in the thing with you. It was brilliant. Nice family day out. Suzanne Baxter, thank you for the £2 super chat. Hope you are feeling okay, or as well as you can be. I did see your message earlier before I came on. Cosmic Warto, get Jack a USB keyboard and music creation software. Yeah, that's an idea. We did have a keyboard, which he was into for a time, but I have to try and get him into it again. Are Dreamland still doing the seasonal passes, Andy? I'm not too sure. I have to check with my wife. She's usually the one that does that, but I can let you know. I think today was the last day they were open for the season. So I'm sure they'll be open again at some point in the not too distant future. Kay, what's the main topic? There isn't one tonight. It's just a chinwag. really. Just a general chinwag about this, that, and the other. Magic Music Makers, good way to start, Cosmic Wartoad says. Okay, I'll have a look into that. Will you show Jack the not so nice part of YouTube? No, I won't, Mark. Jack keeps wanting to come out onto the live streams, and it's been a bit interesting, hasn't it, the last few days? And I don't really think he should be exposed to that. So what I've done is restricted him just to come and say hello in the members live. So there's, just the members of the channel, and there's not so much chance of any shite anybody sneaking in. But he really just needs to experience the best bits, which he does. What's that one? Not sure if it has already closed or not, but stand by for the doggy swim at Saltdean Lido just prior to closing for the season. Always a fun day. That sounds cool. We got a Lido down here, but it's derelict. Has been for years. And I think they would keep talking about doing something with it. Oh, don't talk to me about Fortnite, Cosmic. Really don't. Yeah, thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that. I've seen a couple of comments. Why are you using your son about for a mascot on your channel? And it's not like that at all. It's just bringing the family in and saying hello and all the rest of it. I want to try and include a bit of everything. But the way things are or have been for the last few days, I think everything needs to settle down just a tad before young Jack comes in. All right, thanks, Lorraine. Yeah, please do send me an email because I've been talking with my friend Dave about you, and I want to put something to you to do with the channel and see if you've got time to do it or not. You might be able to guess what I'm meaning from that, but there you go. Oh yeah, I intend to now, Amanda. Not worth it. The more you feed them, the more they carry on. If you stop, they'll starve to death. Super typist like. Thank you very much. Yes, everybody, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. That's all good. Thank you. British car ownership will help our economy, Kevin Grant says. Yeah, I noticed the fuel's coming down a bit as well, actually. That's all good. 13 more likes to reach 200. So, yeah, literally 263 in the chat. 13 of you, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. That's, 10% roughly, isn't it? Matt, agree with you totally about keeping Jack away from YouTube videos. The viewers will like to see him, but there's some horrible people out there. Yeah, Matt. As I said, I'm just going to keep him on the members ones at the moment. Totally and utterly. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. Nice comment. As I said, it was getting to me a little bit, but I put my thick skin back on. I really have. No, I didn't, Christine. Louise Fletcher from DS9 passed away yesterday. She was a great actress. No, I didn't see that. 200 likes. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. What's that? Reform BBC. Andy Hate has to stop about you and your great channel. Thank you, Reform BBC. I appreciate that. And while we're at it, thank you very much for the mention you gave me in one of your videos the other day. If everybody has got a minute, go and have a look at Reform BBC's channel, see what they're about, and subscribe. Let's share it about a little bit. Charles, a diver, 2022 is a crazy year. I see a lot of people going crazy in 2022. It has been a crazy year, isn't it? Lots of things happening or not happening, uh, and a lot of changes and a lot of people leaving us. Keith James, have you ever hit or restrained a customer? That is a very interesting question. Uh, I've had trouble with customers over the years. Of course, I have. What taxi driver hasn't? And the only time I ever came close to manhandling a passenger was late one night, and this is many, many years ago. And what he kept doing was grabbing hold of the steering wheel while I was driving, and obviously that's very, very dangerous indeed. And I warned them. Uh, I warned them to, you know, stop it. And they did it again, and I warned them again. And then the next time, I saw out the corner of my eye their hand incoming. So I reacted and grabbed their arm and pushed it down onto the seat because I was worried that if they kept doing it, we'd crash. And then I pulled over and I gave them an ultimatum: either sit down and behave yourself or get out. And they behaved themselves after that. Probably weren't expecting me to take that action, but I didn't want to do it. But it was for the sake of everybody in the vehicle. You see a lot of drunk and stupid people on the road, but you know, it just happened that way. And as I say, it's very, very many years ago. Uh, Universal content. I appreciate that comment. That's wonderful. Thank you. Are you spiritual, Andy? Now that's an interesting question. If ever I've seen one. My upbringing, my father was a Christian, not really a church goer at that point in my life because of work and everything else, and my mum, I don't suppose, was really. Uh, but because of my upbringing, I didn't really have a religion or a religious upbringing. But as I've grown older and things I've experienced and stuff like that over the course of years, I have a belief rather than a religion. It's like that final day comes and you shut your eyes for the last time on this earth. I can't believe after all that time and all that experience and all the knowledge you gain, that's it. I just can't believe that. Uh, I don't know if I put that into context really and answers your question. I do believe there is more than this, is what I'm trying to say. I've seen a couple of things that makes me, I suppose, question it and wonder. It's a strange question, and I hope I've answered it. Not a strange question, an interesting question. That's the better word. Vin, no, it wasn't the wife. Stink Pooter, I won't answer that question here. Please contact me at contact@andygifford.online if you want to know the answer to that question. I'll fill you in. Poppy Travels, great answer. I believe in afterlife. I'll tell you, years and years ago, I went to my grandparents' grave. I was having a bit of a bad time at that time in my life. And I remember standing at the grave. I remember this clear as day. And in my mind, it was an awful day, grey and cloudy. And I remember saying I would give anything for you to be back here just for 5 minutes. And I remember looking up and the clouds literally broke open and this big ray of sunlight just shone through and it felt like onto me. And I looked up and I thought, oh my God, little things like that make you wonder, is there more to it? But yeah, that was a long time ago too. Tad, who's Alan Pape? Alan Pape was one of my moderators and a subscriber to this channel. But yeah, if you do have that question, what happened to Alan Pape? I'm not prepared to talk about that in public. Just you know, ask me in private and I'll let you know. Andrew S., you seem quite fake. Did you ever see that game show with Anne Robinson on the BBC years ago? You probably remember the one. She had a very interesting catchphrase, and the last word was goodbye. There we go. I believe in God, Gary Thornbury says. Trump 2024. Sexy bugger, I was thinking of that just now too, Andy. Jade Carr, I'm still waiting for the £150 from the government. Yeah, I did a video on that a few days ago. There is a massive delay with that. There is a massive delay. But I think they plan to have everybody paid by the beginning of October. Tad, yeah, you knew the game show I was thinking of. Andy, did you find out what happened to all my comments? I've got to have a look at this, John. I had somebody else ask me as well by email. Because of things that have been happening, I've had to make some changes in the background to some of the configuration to do with the channel. Basically what's allowed through and what isn't, because I'm fed up with reading a ton of shit every day, to be quite honest with you. And unfortunately, with what I've done, it might restrict certain words coming through from completely innocent people such as yourself. So I need to have a look through the I suppose spam queue and see if any of your stuff's inadvertently been caught up in there. But I'll try and do that either tonight or tomorrow and come back to you. But bear with me. I haven't forgotten about it, honestly. What's this? Thousands of immigrants camped in Dunkirk waiting to cross the English Channel. I did see an article about that the other day, actually. Soz, I'm late. Pete toured off. That's all right. You're here. That's the main thing. Thanks, Mark Dover. I appreciate that. You know, I have people coming in and saying, you know, why are you shadow banning somebody? You know, what have we done? Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, if you're going to come in here and be rude, just go away. It's quite simple. You know, it just spoils it for everyone else as well. I'm a bit glad I could take the hit, but you know, you're all here to chat, and you know, if you're going to come in here and be disruptive and rude, go away. If you have a question to ask me, you know, email me, ask me. But if you're going to be a whatever, not interested. I just use the block button, which I did just then. Hello world, hello YouTube, bit cringe, universal content. Yeah, everybody has their own beliefs, don't they, with religion. Simon Sideways did a video about the illegals. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. I haven't looked at Simon Sideways stuff for a little while. You know, he does some good stuff, doesn't he? Lucinda got a glimpse but did not get in. Kay, I'm not spam, Andy, but I am a granny. I'll let grannies in here, don't you worry. James Smith, yeah, that speaks volumes. I mean, I did a video. I think it came out yesterday, didn't it? There's a think tank that's talking about, do we have this £2,500 cap in place on energy, or do we get free energy for a period of time, like an allowance? And what I thought of that, and what you thought of that, it's an interesting conversation. But I think if you end up getting a free energy supply off of the government, you're under state control then, and they've got you. You know, I can see where all this is going. They introduce little snippets, don't they? But we'll see. Stink Pooter, I had trouble reading that. Right, we are coming up 56 minutes, folks. I can't believe it has been that long. I've just been sitting here jabbering to you, or gabbying as the name goes. I'm going to call it a day. Hang on. The Dow Man, UBI by the back door. You got it in one. That's where this is going. That's where this is going, and they're just outpricing our energy bills for an excuse. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up for the day and go in and drink my beer and get in the warm. It's going to be chilly out here. Once again, I want to thank you all for coming over. I want to thank you all for joining in. I want to thank you all for the likes, the subscribes, and everything else that you do. Those of you that have been sending reports to me about my name and boat race popping up in weird and wonderful places this week, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But I'm just taking a tack of, nah, not interested anymore. If you haven't done so, as I said, hit the like button. If you are a new face here, please subscribe to the channel. It's good to see our numbers growing quite well. It's funny, when I did the video I did yesterday and said what I said, I noticed about 30 or 40 subscribers just disappeared like that. And I've noticed today I've had another 40 or 50 join the party. So it's up and down, up and down, up and down. So it's just one of those things that always fluctuates, doesn't it? But thank you very much, everybody. There'll be some content out for you tomorrow. And I will announce another live during the week. There'll definitely be one on Wednesday. That's for sure. Thursday and hopefully Sunday too. But if I can squeeze another one in, I will let you know. So enjoy your nights, everyone. Thank you for coming. And as always, toodaloo.